Hi, my name is Kristen Miller. I'm an independent consultant with Jamberry Nails, and I want to show you what I've found to be the easiest, most foolproof way of applying Jamberry wraps. I've been wearing wraps for about 1.5 years, and I've tried all different sorts of application methods and tips and tricks. And a couple of months ago, I found something called the reverse warm method. And I decided to give it a try, and I had just wonderful results from the very beginning. And I've been sharing that with my family and friends, and everyone has said that it's definitely way better than what they were doing before, and it cuts the application time way down. So I hope you'll try it and that it'll work the same for you. So first, you want to make sure that you start with clean and dry nails. You may even want to use like dish soap to wash your hands with. That may help if you have really oily skin. And then I don't even trim or file the tips of my nails before I start, and I'll show you why in just a second. But the first thing we're going to do is prep the surface of our nail, and we are going to push back our cuticles. I like to use a metal spoon pusher. The reason for that, if you look at my nails, you might think, oh, I don't really have any cuticles, I don't really have much to push back, but there is such a thing called invisible cuticle, and you may have that on the surface of your nails. And using one of these will allow you to get that off, something that you would normally never even see. And if you get that off, that's going to prevent you from having a poor seal, or it could prevent, even if you think you got a great seal now, if you have that invisible cuticle under there, the oil from it could get to the adhesive from the wraps, and it could cause the edges to start lifting after a few days. So we just want to make sure we get all of that off. And just quick and easy like that. And you're going to want to do that on all of your nails. I've done most of mine. I left a few naked to show you how to do this. So once you have your cuticles pushed back, we are going to take a buffing block. I'm using the Jamberry one. You can also use one of those four-sided ones, but you're only going to use the buffing side. I think that's normally side number 3. So look at that. But you're just going to take it and you're just going to buff the surface of all of your nails. And that is going to help to get any of that extra oil or shine off your nails. If you have any ridges, it'll help to smooth those out, and it'll just give you a really nice base to apply your wraps to. All right, so that's it. We've buffed our nails, and then we are going to wipe them. I am using the Jamberry Nail Prep Cleanser. You could also use just rubbing alcohol, or you can, I've heard of people using white vinegar to wipe down the surface. So that's it, just a quick, easy wipe. And then we are ready to put on our wraps. Now, something else that's very important is to make sure that you choose the correct size for your fingers. Small is going to be much better than too large. You actually want to leave a little sliver of nail on both of the sides. If the wrap is too large for your finger, you'll get some buckling and creasing around the edges because there's nowhere else for that extra wrap to go. And then once it gets buckling and creasing, then it can start to lift, and you're not going to get as much wear. And you're also not going to be as happy with the way it looks. So make sure to choose smaller rather than larger. So you'll figure out what size you need for each nail. And you can do that by looking through the clear backing and just kind of bending it to see how that fits on your nail. Once you've done that, once you've picked out the size that you need, you can take either some tweezers or an orange stick, and you'll lift up the wrap. And I like to cut mine in half using some nail scissors. I've already done that since I did my other hand, so I don't need to do that part now. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my heater. And I'm going to start with my pinky here. I have my wrap picked out. And with a normal application, with the standard application, you would go ahead and heat this before putting it on your finger, but we're not gonna do that. We're going to first take it and put it on our finger. Now, I'm holding the cut edge with my finger, and it doesn't really matter that I'm getting the oils from my other hand on there, because that is going to be trimmed off. It's not going to stay touching my finger. So you're just going to line it up in the back of your nail, and you're going to make sure it looks like it has a good fit on each side, but we're not going to push it down all the way yet. You just lay it against the back of your nail. And another thing I like about this, if you don't quite get it placed right, since we haven't heated it and activated that adhesive, it's really easy to just pick it back up and move it around and get it exactly where you need it to be. And so once you have it lined up, once you're happy with it, I just push down just the center. And then I'm going to take this and go ahead and add my heat source. And you'll see it start to curl. Just hold it there for like 3 to 5 seconds. Then I'm going to use my opposite thumb, and I'm just going to go ahead and push the wrap down. I start from the center and go out to each side, and from the back to the tip. And that's it. So I like to do that. I do all of my fingers at once. And next, I'm going to go ahead and do my middle finger. Just line it up like that. Just push the very center down and apply my heat. And use my opposite thumb to push down and secure it. All right, I'm gonna have one more. Grab your wrap. Get it placed where you want it. That looks good. And then apply your heat. Push down. Okay, after I've done that, I like to take my scissors and just trim a lot of the excess off. You don't need to get it perfect or anything. I'm just getting some of that excess off to make our next step easier. All right, and so I told you I don't trim or file my nails beforehand, and this is why. Instead of filing off the excess wrap, I'm going to use these clippers to go ahead and I'm going to clip off the excess wrap and any additional nail length that I would like to get off of there. And so I just use the clippers to get the shape that I want and the length that I want at this point. All right, that looks good. I'll move on to the next one. Okay, and the last one. All right, looks perfect. After that, we're still going to use a file. I like to use a crystal glass file. This is like the biggest one you can find. I just find that it works better for me. And we are going to file downward at about a 45-degree angle. You don't want it straight up and down. And we're just going to gently file. It's going to take off a little bit, just a tiny bit from the tip of your nail. You can see it coming right off. And that is going to prevent you from having any lifting. And then this also helps to just smooth the tip of your nail out as well. So only use like a downward motion. Okay, that one's done. And you can see how quickly all this happens compared to what I was doing before. It really does save a lot of time. And so it's just coming right off. Okay, and then the last one. All right, and then just as a last step, I like to add heat and pressure to my wraps one more time. just to make sure we get a great seal on them. And this time I do use a baggie. And what you do is you take this and you wrap your nail in it, and this helps to evenly distribute the heat. So you're just gonna wrap tightly your nail with the baggie, and you're gonna put it in front of your heat source again for maybe about 5 seconds or so. Then you're gonna pull the baggie off. And this time I do use my Jamberry rubber cuticle pusher to just push down really firmly all along the edges and the tip especially, and just make sure we get a great seal. 2 more to do and then we're all done. And this will really allow you to get down there and get it pushed down really good towards the edges of your nail. And again, make sure you get the tips. But that's it. So I found that this has definitely drastically cut down my application time, as well as the results are pretty much just always flawless. I used to every once in a while get buckles around the sides of these fingers, especially because they're my curviest nails, and sometimes it is harder to get those molded around. But with this, it's once you put that heat source on and you press it down, it's almost like shrink wrap or something on your finger, and it just makes a really great fit and a great seal. And so far everyone that has tried it has loved it. So I hope it works for you. If you have any questions, you can send me an email at ktmjams@hotmail.com, or you can also check out my website at ktm.jamberry.com. Thank you.